So, good evening. How are you?
Yeah, very good evening, ma'am. Yes, I'm quite well. Thank you so much for asking. What about you, ma'am?
I'm doing well, thank you. So, we are meeting second time like this. And this is for
Yes.
my channel. So, I would like to know something about you. Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, that's a good. Yes, my name is Rohit. I'm connecting to you from Varanasi, UP. About my qualification, I have completed my graduation, and nowadays I'm pursuing law degree, that is LLB. And in my leisure time, I love to talk with strangers for enhancing my language and communication skill. And sometime I read some book. That's all about me. Thank you so much.
Okay. Tell me something about your English journey. Since when you start your this journey, basically. And the other thing, what made you learn this English language? And is learning English your passion? Anything? Would you like to share something?
Yeah, it's a quite interesting, and it was quite interesting, I would say, because before 5 months, I would say I started my learning English journey. In that time, I was totally unaware about this language. Even I did not know how can I uh, understand as a good way. Just I'm talking about
Okay.
the where someone is just speaking in front of me, and I'm watching something on video. So that time I did not understand what they want to say, right? It's a quite unfamiliar, like they are just speaking here and there, and how can I understand? So in that time I started to I started to listening first, right? Just I was trying to listen something, I was trying to understanding, because that time I used to search many video, like how can I speak, how can I speak. So on video, I what I got to know, like at first you need to understand, then after
Yeah,
you can speak. So I started
absolutely.
listening a lot. I started listen a lot. So just I listened 2 or 3 months, right? So when I got to understand, like, yes, what the meaning of the, like, a speech and speaking. So I would say before 2 months, 2 or 3 months, I started to speaking as like practicing. So for that, since that, and still I'm practicing, I'm learning this language day by day. Gradually, I'm learning something new, and I'm talking to like a different kind of the people's co-learner for adapting this language as a well manner.
Okay, but I must say that you speak good, and it's been just 5 months. And 5 months back, you didn't know how to speak English, and you didn't understand English language, right? That's what you were talking about, right? So I think it's
Yeah,
quite amazing.
yes, it quite not too much amazing, but I would say yes, some amazing, because for this I did a lot work. I would say I did hard work. It mean I used to listen all the time, like morning to evening, whatever I can like do for like listening. I used to listen. So and still since then and still I'm listening and I'm speaking. I'm doing hard work, but still I'm considering myself as a not a good. But whatever I have, I always try to speak as an accurate manner.
Nice, I must say it's quite commendable. Okay, so do you have
Thank you.
any queries? Then please proceed.
Yes, really. Actually, I would say I have seen your lots of video on YouTube. Even I, have met you before.
Yeah.
So I would say you are like a commendable speaker, because you have a lots of experience since 2 or 3 years back, I would say. So what
Thank
would you
you.
like? Yes, thank you. Sorry. So what would you like to suggest to as a like a beginner level student, and anybody if they want to start their journey for speaking English, because we are uploading some video on YouTube because of them, right?
Yeah.
If someone is totally like a familiar of this language and he or she want to speak, so he will see watch our video, and he will got to know how I can start our journey. So that's why we always in our conversation talk, always speak about the communication skill or language, about English language. So what's your view as you have experience? So what would you like to suggest to them people, they are really initial level they are really wants to speak, but they don't have courage to speak, and they were they are not good ideas and thought. Since there they can start.
Thank you for your question first of all. See, the thing is, once we are, aware, like what is our basically goal, and if we haven't set our goal, so yeah, one must need to set a goal. If you really want to learn English language, want to have a very good command over this English language, and yes, you must know what is your WHY, why you want this English language, why you want this command, right? Basically the need, the requirements, like if you do any kind of jobs in your at your workplace, this is very required. So that is why you want to learn this English language. That is why you want to have a very good command and the fluency. So you must need to know your why you want this English language. Basically the capacity to say things with the confidence, with the fluency. And now, if you are familiar with your goal, and like, yeah, it's quite visible to you in your mind, you have a kind of vision that, okay, I have to speak in English, I have to get a very good command over this English language. So I can say that moment you can do something. Okay. And yes, there are some people they fear of this English language. So I can say once you are fearing of this language, this means you are drifting away from this language. So you don't have to need to fear of this English language, right? Try to make a connection of this English language, whether it's for your any of your requirements, like you need this English language, it's quite relevant at your workplace. So that is why you need this English language. Maybe your colleagues speak with you in English and you don't understand, and you try to assemble the courage, but you don't able to do that. And after that, you kind of having the kind of repentance, you are having the remorse that, okay, I couldn't say a single sentence. My friends were speaking in English, my friends were asking questions in English, they were talking so in a very good way and like familiar way, and frankly they were talking in English, but I could not say a single sentence. So there was something lacking. So you must need this point. Okay, this is lacking, this is a thing which is missing. So it's a kind of, you can say, a flaw, one of your flaws, your shortcoming. So you must try to speak if you are being able to understand this English language, right? As you said, in with the case with you, that 5 months back you didn't know, like the other person is saying something, so you don't know like what they are saying. If the person is quite being able to understand this English language, this means he can do more things, right? And the first and the foremost thing I can say, the courage. If you assemble the courage to say things in English, that really important. So I think it's not about the language, Hindi, English, or any of your mother tongue. The thing is that you are not maybe courageous enough to say things, to like convey your thoughts. Maybe you don't have the kind of the capacity and the potential, maybe. So you need to try to form that just by thinking, just by making a thought that I need to do this. So yeah, it start from the nascent stage, from the beginning point, that you have set a goal and you have to do something. And for this you need to just muster the courage to speak. Okay, as you muster the courage to speak, and now you are speaking, you are like conversing with people, communicating with people. So what was the thing that you achieved? The thing was your like fear, you conquered over that fear, right? So it start from the beginning point, like the way we think, it going to be doubled. Okay, so the thing is that we must try to have the kind of knowledge of this fact that, okay, this is my goal and I need to get that, I need to achieve it anyhow. So maybe the person hasn't set a goal for himself, like I'm to do this, I'm to do that in my for my career and all, for my to talk my with my colleagues, to deal with my colleagues, to deal with my boss, I have to do this. So maybe they haven't set a goal for themselves. So maybe that is why this could be one of the reason, that is why they feel that they are nothing, they are like a small fry. Okay, so this could be the reason. So at the end of the day I can say, speak more, try to speak more. If you are doing all the things but you are not speaking, this means something is lacking, you are not putting in efforts up to the mark. Okay, so there are many people, they have done so many things. Let's say hypothetically, if I say, I have come across many people, they have achieved so many degrees, diplomas, okay, M.Ed, B.Ed and all, but they don't have the courage to speak in English and they are not good at English language. So why this is happening? It is all because of they don't have the courage. Maybe they know all the things, but they are not speaking up to the mark as the way they should try to speak. So this could be one of the flaws. So they try to speak more on every single day. It is this should not be the case that today you speak a lot and the second day you skip, you take a day off. So this is not the right way to do the things in a right way, meaning you need to become consistent, retain the continuity, right? There are many people, they just they feel like hopeless sometimes. After a few days they feel like hopeless, that okay, I'm not getting the result and I'm like kind of demotivated. So this happens because maybe you are not believing in yourself. You are like in just a few days you want the result. So this is not going to happen in just few days, 10 days, 15 days, right? It takes time. It's a long process. So I can say, first of all, the thing is continuity, and the second thing is that the courage, okay? And yeah, speak more on every single day. You have to do the speaking practicing. And yes, one of the reason I can say, and it could be one of the excuses, the people, there are many people, they say we don't have the environments. So nowadays we cannot blame, like we don't have the environment. We have so many apps, social media, right? With the help of social media we can just just get this command. It's all up to us. See, if you want to just lose your weight, okay, so it is you have to do the workouts, okay. Nobody's going to do the workout on behalf of yours, right? So this also the same thing applies here, okay. So you have to do your all your workouts by your own. Nobody's going to do that on behalf of yours. So the same way happens with it, and you have to do it. Try to speak more and more. Yeah.
Oh, that's wow. That's amazing point you mentioned there. I would say like well said. No need to practice is important. You mentioned there, and persistent consistency is important.
Absolutely.
Yes. And one thing you said like why is very important. Without why,
Absolutely.
you will
Agree.
not get your aim, ambition.
Yeah.
Why is a very important really. So I'm gonna ask to you like a second question, that is really whatever I feel in my like journey. I don't have like a huge journey, but whatever I have like a seen. So that is as you said like take first step as like a courage to speak, right? Try to speak at least. So in that case I would say, suppose someone want to speak, right, but they don't have a courage to speak. They have some fear. How can I say, how can I speak, and if I will do some mistake, if I will make some mistake while conversation, and so what would happen? So that's the reason in that case they don't want to speak. They don't want to face even people. So
Absolutely.
courage is important, confidence is as well important. But how we can gain, courage and confidence in initially journey in the first step. So the all over, I would say, how we can take a first step of speaking. That's my take to you.
Thanks for your question. Very nice question you asked. The thing is that it is we. Okay, it is we, and we have to decide. The thing is, in my case, I would like to say things and answer to that question by taking my example, okay, which I earlier used to do. See, the thing is, I know this is my passion to learn this English language. This is my passion, and this has been my passion to have a very good command over this English language and the fluency. Okay, so what I did and what I earlier had done for that, the thing is, when I didn't know that how could I connect with the people 3 years back, okay, and I had just one feeling towards this English language, the kind of you can say I was totally inclined toward this English language, but I was hopeless, okay. Why? Because I didn't have any environment, okay, and I didn't know how to connect with people. So what I used to do, I used to record my voice earlier before started my channel and all. I used to record my voice. Even I can say, even though I was doing something, I was not sitting idle. So what was the factor that was, I think that was making me so much consistent to that, to learn this English language, and that was making me consistent that moment, that at that point of my life, 3 years back, I was like just, sometimes searching words from the dictionary and writing down in my diary. And apart from this, what I used to do, record my voice. So I think that was not needed for me. Why? Because I was, and I am a homemaker. So I don't have, like it's not very important for me to, get myself all the time dwelled into that and, learning English language, speaking with people, connecting with people like this. This is not needed for me and it's not relevant for me. But why did I do that time? And why I'm doing right now? Because it is my passion. So try to, for a beginner, I would like to say this, try to make it your passion. Make it as a your passion, that okay, this is my passion. If you little bit have the kind of, attraction towards this English language, and if you don't, if you fear of this English language, you are afraid when somebody is speaking something to you, asking something to you in English, and you fear of this English language, this means something is missing, and you have to work on this, thinking that it is very important for my, like, let's say for my job, it's very important for my school, for my college, and when it comes to talk with my like colleagues and deal with my boss or anyone of like my clients. So that moment I need this English language, thinking that in your mind, try to take a step ahead and do something, meaning just implement this much you can do. See, you cannot make all the time lame excuses that I don't like this English language, I fear of this English language. And the courage, as you ask about the courage, so when you have so much things, so much kind of feelings, so anyhow you will do that. Okay, when you know that it's very required, very essential for me to learn this English language, so anyhow you'll do. See what nowadays what is happening, like people are so much inclined, maybe any of reason, they are very inclined to learn this English language. They are paying so much money. Okay, a good amount of money they are paying to the, like, let's say any institute, they are filling so much money, and they are yeah, paying money to the any of courses on like online, on any apps, just by getting enrolled on those apps. Okay, so why they are doing this, why they are like expending so much money? So here I can say, without expending a single penny, I have done so much things and I have reached to this far, then I can deal with people now. Okay. So this you can do as well. You have to just assemble the courage, muster the courage. And how will you do that? Make a connection. And if you don't feel like making a connection with this English language, then try to think about why you need this. As I earlier mentioned, WHY. You must know about your WHY, why you want this English language. Okay. So that moment when you are filled with so much responsibilities, okay, I have to deal with people in English at my workplace. So anyhow, I have to just tackle this. Okay. That moment, yeah, something definitely will push you. And due to that, you will feel like, okay, I have to do this. I have to take some steps. I have to take a decision, basically, right? So this happens. You just can't make all the time excuses.
Yes, really. Like excuses is a very bad things, and we should not like make excuses. I would like to add just one point that in that case where you said like people are nowadays investing more money for learning this language, right? So in that case, it's my perspective. They are thinking like that someone will teach them, right, English. So that's why they are wasting their money here and there. But they
Absolutely.
need to understand like it's just a language.
Yeah.
For adapting as a good way, appropriate way, they can learn easily, right? Because no
Yes.
one can teach you, you cannot teach me, just you can give me some advice and I have to
Yeah.
follow. If I will follow consistency, definitely I will able to speak after some like a days.
Exactly.
Even if you will like give me all the advice and if I will not follow them, so everything will be useless for me.
Yeah.
So no one can teach to anyone English, just you can teach to yourself. Even you can like try to immerse to yourself totally in this language. So definitely it will help you.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Just to give me one a way, as a good way, right way. Nowadays, people are making learning English a very complex, right? They are thinking it's a very big deal. It's not a cup of tea. No one can learn English just within 5 months. Yeah, it's a true. No one can learn any language, not English, just within a 5 month and 4 month, maybe sometime I can say year. So it's a true, but the need to understand, according to your point of view, just a one way learning this language as an easy way, without taking too much effort, and without taking, as like a burden of learning this language. People are thinking, oh my god, I have to read, I have to write, I have to listen, I have to speak. Even if I will not follow four things, so definitely I will be not able to speak. So they are taking as a, like a burden. कहाँ से मैंने ले लिया? So that's, so what would you say about this? Just a one appropriate way to learning this language easy, so then people can understand. Yes, it's a feel free to learn this language. What's your view about it?
Yeah. As you said, I totally agree with that. And we should not take it as a burden, as a baggage. And the other thing I can say, we don't have to indulge all the time in grammar patterns, like all the time, searching
Oh my
rules,
god, that's very complex.
regulations. Okay, yeah, this is that, and all. Okay. So when we do that, somewhere we are losing ourselves. Okay, don't you don't have to dwell so much in grammar portion. Okay, try to speak from the very first day, whether you make small short simple words and sentences. Okay, it's completely okay. Just try to make your mouth basically to speak in English. That is really helpful. And yes, if I tell you about the efforts, yeah, speaking is very essential part. You have to speak. You just can't escape from this. It's a kind of inevitable. Okay, if you are into this English language or any language you want to learn, so it is inevitable that you think that, okay, I have gained so many things, so many knowledge, but I don't have to speak. No, this is not the right way to think. Speak from the very first day.
As you highlight, like one point between your like a conversation, that was grammar. I would say, I don't know, I have heard many time like grammar is a very essential part of the speaking. But what I think, when I start to learn grammar, so what happened with me, even I cannot utter a single word. Just I think like that, oh, that's right. Should I speak this sentence? Is it right or wrong? Whatever I told, said, that was right or wrong, right? So I used to do this kind of thing. I was totally confused, like what I'm doing, how can I speak? So I would, as you mention, so I would say, I would like to say, don't think about the grammar. The thing will be
Yeah,
gradually come in our mouth, when our mouth become
yeah, absolutely.
habitual of
Yes,
this language.
correct.
So that would be better for learn, and take a easy way to learning English, as a feel free to enjoy the journey. So definitely everything will become, because if you
Yeah.
will fix and stuck in grammar, so definitely that will be bother you to speaking a single word. I would, how can I say, that's very complex.
Yeah, it becomes complex, but if you know basic English language, let's say tenses, voice, so you can form sentences.
Whenever you will watch some cartoon video, you will get to know what is the basic knowledge about the grammar, right? Is, am, are, was, were, all the things. And some of them, they know very well, like grammar. All the things they have mug up all the time, many time, thousand time. Even they know all the things, but they cannot speak as a appropriate manner regarding grammar. Why? Because they are not practicing. They are just thinking, I have to mug up grammar. If I would good knowledge about the grammar, so I will be become a good speaker. Don't
No, this is not the right way
like
to
that.
think.
I have seen
No,
many speakers.
no,
They think
no, no,
like that.
no.
I don't know grammar. They think, they say like that. I know language. I know English language, but even I don't know grammar. So what's the?
See, see, the thing is, it's not about grammar. It's not about how like the accent basically, because there are many people they are running after accent. British accent, American accent, right? The main thing is that we have to make ourselves speak this English language very smoothly. It should be, it should come out flawlessly. You don't have to think, it is just coming out. You don't
I
have to,
don't like it,
pressurize your mind.
I don't know why people are running behind the accent, because what I believe everyone has their own accent, right? Because I'm
Yes.
speaking, I have my self accent.
Accent,
So
yeah.
because that will be out automatically way. So if you want to like speak, so speak naturally, whatever you have accent. Why you are like you running behind the any kind of the accent? If you are
Yeah.
speaking good, so that is the better. That is a good. So accent,
See,
I
yeah.
don't think.
Agree, agree. See, the way we conduct ourselves, that's really important. Okay. The way you conduct yourself, your, facial expressions, your body gesture and all, and the way you pronounce the words, it should be in a accurate way, accurate form, basically. That's really important and plays a very huge role. And apart from this, nothing is very important. Okay, it's not about using concrete words all the time. It's not about going into so deeply, like taking a deep dive into grammar portion. No, that's not needed. To
You know, if
to just
you want to,
convey
if
your
you
thoughts,
want to
it's
pretend, if you want to pretend yourself, so that time you can use a different kind of the accent. And one thing, if you want to pretend yourself as a good speaker, so that time you can use advanced, above of advanced level heavy like vocabulary words. So in that case, what happen? Who's the person you are talking to them? Who is in front of you? He will think like that. What I will speak, because he's a good speaker. And I cannot understand to him like
yeah.
as a separate
So
manner.
it's
So how can
futile.
I?
It's futile. It's a hollow. It's waste because other person audience are not understanding you. If you are using all the time concrete words to just portray yourself that you are better than them. Okay, you are so superior. Why? Because you are using concrete words all the time. But audience are not getting you. They are not, correlating with your point of view. So I think that's waste. That's futile. All the time we cannot portray ourselves that we are superior. We always try to be ourselves, just true to yourself. Whatever you are, show up that. All
Yes,
the fear
having
will vanishes.
all
Yeah,
the knowledge, having all the words in your bucket, that is a good. But try to
absolutely.
try to feel comfortable. Those people, that
Yeah,
person you are talking, right? Suppose
agree.
he's beginner level and you are advanced level. You are talking, yeah, what will happen? He will,
Yeah,
feel.
agree, agree.
So having
Okay.
all the things is a good, but try to feel comfortable to whose person who's talking to you. That would be better,
Yeah,
the conversation to each other, and people will like and watch your video.
yeah, absolutely. I totally concur with you. Okay, Rohit, I think the video is quite long, so we need to wind up this session. What do you say?
Yes, ma'am, sure. It was a beautiful conversation with you. And nowadays I'm learning stage, so I'm not going to stop anywhere, right? So if you will not wind up, so I will not stop.
Okay. So since I have to do some work as well. So okay, thank you. And it was really, really nice conversation with you. Thank you so much. You gave me
Thank
your precious time. Thank you.
you.
Bye bye. Okay.